Kenya's goal towards achieving clean, affordable, reliable and accessible energy by 2030 continue to draw near, with the energy sector experiencing exponential growth since 2010. The growth has been attributed to reforms set by the government to see to it that the Last Mile Connectivity Program, an initiative aimed to increasing access to electrification in urban and rural areas. Our reporter Mercy Achieng has more on how this story.
According to the latest statistics from the Ministry of Energy, there has been a significant growth in the energy transmission within the country. The data indicates that about 85,000 households have been connected with electricity and 23,000 public schools getting access to power by December 2021. Utility provider Kenya Power Lighting Corporation now says it has focused its efforts on the Last Mile Connectivity Program to benefit Kenyans.
You note that we are actually on target or above target in most of the KPLC programs. That is the Last Mile program. There's the level 4 and 3 hospitals, and even on the street lighting program, our absorption is actually above target.
To facilitate the objective of affordably connecting Kenyan households to the national network grids, the Ministry of Energy has commenced the development of a roadmap to aid in the project. In addition, the ministry now plans to install more transformers and extend low-voltage network across institutions in the country.
We have GOK, we have Last Mile 1, we have donor-funded Last Miles 1, 2, and 3. Where 1 is basically completed, 2 and 3 are approaching completion in the donor-funded projects. The GOK Last Mile, it's on a continuous basis. As resources are availed, we are absorbing the funds.
We are in the health sector trying to ensure that the hospitals, the level 4s are done. We are when it comes to industrialization, we are actually addressing the aspect of the economic zones.
Despite the efforts made by the ministry, Kenya continues to face challenges including poor service delivery, high cost of power and previously unfulfilled promises in the energy sector that has slowed electricity transmission and connectivity in the country.
Funding is not a very easy thing. For example, on the side of the funding, we get also funding from either World Bank or whatever it is. The funding is there, but then the counterfund from the government is not. So that one also become a challenge. The other thing that has also affected the transmission is the issue of the whale leave. Whale leave is a real issue.
To address the challenge of connecting low-income households to electricity in rural areas, the Last Mile Connectivity Program is likely to yield results by lowering the cost of connection through subsidies.
Okay, we have Last Mile 1, we have donor-funded Last Miles 1, 2, and 3. Where 1 is basically completed, 2 and 3 are approaching completion in the donor-funded projects. The GOK Last Mile, it's on a continuous basis. As resources are availed, we are absorbing the funds on a continuous basis.
What we are doing right now is to ensure that the energy sector is stabilized so that the generation aspect is addressed, the transmission is addressed, and for that matter, when the availability of power is there, what we are actually going to see is that we'll have electrification in the schools done.
At the 2021 United Nations Climate Change Conference in Glasgow, President Uhuru Kenyatta pledged to contribute in mitigating climate change. Through renewable energy production, Kenya is playing its parts in the global fight for climate change. However, whether the government will make electricity affordable still remains to be seen. For Metropole TV, I'm Mercy Achieng.